Figured since October is finally here, why not review a horror movie, I guess, that I watched earlier this year, and that being Ash. I didn't know much. I remember watching this movie what in springtime-ish, if I remember correctly, and I was pretty excited for it. I didn't know who was starring in it. I didn't know anything about it, but it just looked like it had the potential to be like a really pretty space movie. So I didn't know going into it was going to be a horror thriller type movie, and I didn't even know Aaron Paul or um Asa Gonzalez was going to be in this either. I didn't know either of them were in this movie. And I don't really know what to say about Ash. I think it's so lackluster, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It really is just a very bad version of The Thing from 1982. So, yeah, and I feel like messing up that type of movie just never goes well. It's a very, very, very slow burn movie. It feels like it takes so long to get to all the fun stuff about this movie. I mean, how long was this movie anyway? I actually didn't check. I remember it not being too long, but it feeling like forever. The movie's only an hour 35, but it feels like 220. Like it feels like a long ass movie, but it isn't. And with these type of movies, you just can't be doing that. You just can't make something feel so long and only be an hour 35. It feels like we just didn't get enough out of this movie. It is very gorgeous. I'll give it that. I actually thought the movie was pretty. A lot of the space stuff looked really good in my opinion, especially when they were out of the space station. I thought that looked pretty good. And Flying Lotus's director hasn't really impressed me too much now. I think this is the second movie I've seen of his. I watched VHS 99. I watch every VHS movie this day it releases. Since the first one came out, it's been like that my whole life. So I was a little looking forward to this. Obviously, like I said, VHS 99 not really my favorite, but I always have hope. I mean, one movie just doesn't justify a whole person's career, but maybe it does. Ash really just wasn't that good. I don't know. Very pretty, very boring. It just had so much potential, and I feel like we should have got way more of Aaron Paul than we actually did. Towards the end of the movie, you get a bit more of him as the movie tends to speed up, but even then, I just wish we got more of him. I feel like we get too much of Gonzalez, and I wish they were more like one and two throughout the entire movie than just one. Or I guess I wanted them to be 1A, 1B, but instead it feels like one and two. I just really wish there was. I don't really know. More Aaron Paul. I don't know. I don't know what would have made this movie better. I think visually this movie looks great. Sound design wise, I think it's pretty good. But man, I really just don't think there's any standouts about this movie. Just really nothing stands out about Ash, which is just so unfortunate because it is really pretty, but very boring. Script is pretty bad. Just feels like it didn't really do anything. This is just a quick review for Ash. I forgot to record yesterday, and I figured I might as well do a horror movie since October started. You're gonna get a really bad comedy movie tomorrow, but Ash was okay. Technically, this movie's great. Um, Everything else is just so bland and mediocre and boring, which is such a shame because I don't know. I feel like you had a pretty good cast here, and everything else was pretty well. Just script and direction just wasn't that great in this movie. I know this was a pretty subpar review, but I kind of just wanted to do this quickie. I didn't expect this to be 6 minutes long, but yeah, if you haven't seen Ash, I don't really think it's worth anyone's time unless you just want to see something visually appealing. I think you should see this movie, but otherwise, this movie as a film, it just isn't that great.